welcome back to Coffee with Chem and Hills on this fine Tuesday morning. I'm trying to bring the energy right now. Actually, I'll get it from this.
I actually really like Tuesdays. I think it's probably one of my favorite days of the week.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Mondays are so intense and it's like such a jolt back into real life.
Yeah.
And then Tuesdays, it's like, okay, it's my GSD day. Like
What does that stand for? I don't like an abbreviation.
Get stuff done day. But I don't get shit done. That's what I call it.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, okay.
Mm-hmm. And so it's like the day I can knock off all these things on my to-do list, typically.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's probably my most productive day of the week.
Really?
Yeah. Because Wednesdays are too long. Thursdays, you're like, we're almost there. And then Fridays, you're like, it's mostly the weekend, right?
Yeah, for us, Wine Down Central.
Exactly.
We're like, it's the weekend. Let's drink this bottle of wine and talk about stuff.
Do it. Can't wait for Friday.
Alas, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Hillary's favorite day of the week. Learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? We've got some great hot topics.
Hot topics.
Yeah, we've got some hot topics. What?
Hot pockets.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Hot pockets. Mm-hmm. Yep. Those sound good.
Yeah, right? Oh, man. But you burn your mouth every time.
Yeah, you do, because you're too eager to eat
you're
it.
too eager.
It like comes out and you're like, oh, yeah. Some people understand it. Some millennials out there get what we're talking about. All right, so our first topic is from an article from the Wall Street Journal. Networking starved professionals get back on the gala train.
Choo-choo.
So networking is a big part of many professionals' lives, and more in-person events are starting up as we are all seeing, hey. But there are a lot of people whose jobs rely on, showing up to these events and rubbing shoulders with this person and that person. And some people really like this.
Some people do. I am not those people.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, not my thing.
Not my thing either. It makes me literally break out into hives.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's because it's funny. I'm in an industry, theater industry. That's a tactic often used.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like people like to wine and dine the casting director, the director. They like to, show up to the things. Nope, I won't do it. I literally won't do it. I even remember my agent calling me after an audition saying, they really liked you, but they said it seemed like you didn't want to be there. Because I was so afraid of acting fake in the room, because you listen to other people going before you and they're like, hey! And then I'm like, I can't do that. I'll be like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to read the scene first, or do you want me to do the song? Okay, cool. I'm so bad at it. But in my head, I'm like, you know what? If I've done the work and I do well in the audition,
Right. That's who you want to hire.
yeah,
right?
you'll hire me for the job rather than me, coming over and giving you a back massage and whispering sweet nothings into your ear.
Creepy.
But I do understand to an extent, like, depending on what you do for a living, if you're going to a convention and you're meeting people where it's more of a collaboration and you can sort of inspire each other, and I might be looking at it from a certain angle that isn't,
There's a lot of people where conventions, galas, networking opportunities are really big and necessary for their business. And I mean, I think sales is one of those places where you want to meet people like in person.
Right.
You want to have that connection. Mm-hmm. And that's why salespeople are good salespeople are good at their jobs, because they are good at that piece of the business.
And there has to be a part of them that enjoys that process.
You would hope.
It takes a lot of energy.
For my job, I also I enjoy going to trade shows, partially to meet people in person. That's like my least favorite part of it, but to touch like a lot of product in person, see it in person. You can see a lot of things online, but it's not the same as like seeing it, touching it, feeling it in person. What I have really liked is that instead of having phone calls with people these days. We get to have Zoom calls. So I get to have that person-to-person interaction without actually being in person.
Absolutely.
Which I actually like that hybrid of being able to create a connection with somebody because you're talking to them face-to-face, but it's almost sometimes really exhausting to actually be on and talk to somebody live in person.
Right.
Whereas once the camera goes off, you can like, you know.
Totally. I have a weird thing now, and I don't know why, but I feel more comfortable on a FaceTime than a phone call.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's that about?
I think that I'm sure people will study that, and I think that that's definitely going to be true.
We need an article about that. I want to understand the psychology behind this.
Oh, but I mean, I think that this article was really interesting because for people where schmoozing in person is important parts of their job, people are starting, conventions are coming back up, trade shows are happening, galas are back on board for the spring and summer. I thought it was really interesting. I didn't catch the person's name, but there was a gentleman who is putting on a gala in April, and he was very weary about doing it last year or before because he was very wary about getting COVID. But even though both he and his wife were vaccinated, boosted, you know, dodged it for 2 years, they both got COVID in January. So he's like, well, I guess we might as well just have this gala and raise some money.
It happened. He got it. It happened.
I mean, which I think is also the case with a lot of people because so many people got Omicron or whatever this last few months.
If they dodged all the other ones, Omicron came and they were like, nuh-uh. Yeah.
And you're like, well, I did everything that I could for 2 years, and now it's like I still was doing all those things and got it, so I might as well.
Yep. I liked just like this quote in the article. It says some say they've missed rubbing shoulders and schmoozing so much that they're turning up to events they once dreaded or only dutifully attended before the pandemic.
Yep. So people are doing things they don't want to because they miss it.
That much.
Right.
Like they miss schmoozing. I mean, it's like a whole... I don't know. I would like to interview a schmoozer and like, you know, one that loves it. So I can like, I want to like understand, you know, what feels good about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We have to find somebody else because it's not me.
Right, yes. If it's you, comment below. Maybe we'll have you on the show. Who knows? Anyway, we are going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with some more hot topics. See you in a sec. Hello, welcome back to Hot Topics with Cam and Hills. So, another article from US News says there was a survey that 67% say personal finance should be required in high school. Duh.
Yes, agreed. 21 states already have it as part of the curriculum, but not a full semester. It's typically taught as like a week or two.
What can you learn in a week?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Yeah.
You certainly don't learn about points.
No, you don't learn about points. You only learn about points on Mortgage Q&A with AJ.
It's true.
That's the only place you can learn about them. So, just saying.
Just saying.
And only 10 states require a semester-long personal finance class for graduation. Only a semester.
Yeah.
I didn't even... So high school is broken up into semesters? I don't even remember high school.
Depends on your high school. Some are trimesters, some are semesters.
Oh, okay. I just remember
ours was
a
semester.
Year. I don't know. Yeah. I didn't remember it being broken up, but also that was a long time ago.
And so I think that one of the other things that they touched on is that most people don't get a credit card with parental guidance. I don't. Right. I mean, I didn't get my first credit card until actually later in my 20s because I was really scared about screwing up my credit.
Right.
Turns out that's not the case. I mean, if you do good things with it,
it's the thing about a credit card. Right. It's hard to get the credit without the credit card, and it's hard to get the credit card without the credit. Mm-hmm. It's a tricky system they have going on there. But yeah, it's 56% got their first credit card on their own, and then only 52% of these young adults said that they actually knew how a credit card worked. A third said, sort of, and 16% had no idea how the credit card worked when they got their first credit card. That's scary.
That is scary. Yeah.
You better figure that one out.
No. And I think this goes to show, like, credit is not very intuitive. It is a...
No, it's not. Not for me, at least.
Yeah, no, and there's things that you want to make sure that you're doing so that you aren't screwing up your credit in the long term. And things that aren't taught. And then I think that beyond just credit, like mortgages.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I remember learning about compound interest in school at some point, but like, how does that apply to my life? I don't know. But it turns out it's really applicable.
Yeah.
It's applicable on credit cards.
Yeah.
It's applicable in mortgages. Like, there's so many places where,
and is all of that specified when you're learning about it in school?
I don't feel like it is.
That? You know, I feel like it's so necessary, and it should be, you know, not a semester's worth even. It's like, come on, which should just be part of your curriculum.
Right.
It's so important. They myth busted a myth that I thought was true until I read this. That you were, and actually even though I thought this might be true, I was too scared to do it, so it didn't, thank goodness. But this myth that you want to keep a balance on your credit card in order to get better credit. I've heard that. I've totally heard that a lot, actually. But that is a myth. You should pay off your credit card.
You should.
Yeah.
Paying off your credit card is worth 30% of your credit score. So it's really important that you're paying it off.
That's a nasty myth.
Yeah.
That's, I'm glad we're here to do some more myth busting for everyone and myself.
Right.
Because I heard that. Although, yes, I always paid mine off because I'm scared of a credit. I think all through my 20s, I only had one, and it had a very low limit on it. It was my first credit card that I got with my parents. And I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep this one.
Right.
And I was just too scared. And then life happened, and, you know, I have a couple more, but like, it's still just, nothing extravagant. I'm a little like, no, I'm pretty, I don't know, careful when it comes to credit.
And I don't like to have too many because then you have to remember to pay them all. And
I know, and that's
I'm like, we've narrowed down what credit cards, because then also I get the rewards. So like, I use my travel one the most often so that I can get my travel rewards. Not that we've been traveling in 2 years, but like, you know, one can
You're gonna have so many rewards after these 2 years. All those Amazon Prime purchases from home. You're gonna have all these points now.
Exactly.
Fly anywhere in the world.
Well, and I think one of the other myths that they busted was making only the minimum payment, to your point. And that is not a great way. Like, if that's what you have to do for a couple months in order to get by, but you really should be paying off your card in full, not only to help your credit score, but also to prevent compound interest, which is what's going to get you into debt in the long run with credit cards.
Right. I mean, you know, the bank wants you to do that.
Yes, they do.
They'd be happy if you do that, but it's actually not going to help your credit score. Nope. So, yeah, we learned a lot. This article is telling us that we need to learn these things earlier in life so we don't make these mistakes as adults.
Yep.
This should not be a learn as you go.
It would be nice to have at least a base of knowledge before you graduate high school, and then you can still make stupid decisions in your 20s because it's going to happen, but hopefully it's not financially irrevocable.
I know. I don't understand why this information is being withheld from, you know, everyone prior to needing it. It's like, come on, let's get with the program.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. And I'm just going to quickly tell you about the shows airing today, and we're going to have to say goodbye because that's the end of our episode.
It's Tuesday.
It's so sad. See you in a sec. Hey, welcome back, everyone. I just wanted to remind you all to tune in to Mortgage Q&A with AJ, Medicare School, Cunningham Legal, and Elder Needs Law, all airing today on ROI TV.
You can find ROI TV on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or on your phone on our iOS or Android apps.
There you have it. See you there. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Coffee with Kim and Hills. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.